Subscribe to my channel now. Remember to subscribe to my channel. See you. Why LAOSHU was so important and loved in the language learning community on YouTube. I will tell you here in the video the reason. LAOSHU505000 aka Moses McGormick is a language learning legend honoring LAOSHU, our hero. So why they call him hero and legend? Let's find out here in this video. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and thank you to my subscribers for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button now. So let's start the video. Today I will talk about LAOSHU and why he was so important for the language learning community on YouTube and why people liked him a lot, especially the other language learning YouTubers and the Polyglot YouTubers. But in general, maybe people like also people watching his channel, maybe people watching his channel because they find his videos entertaining. Maybe they find his videos entertaining and they find it nice. Maybe people liked his videos because he was making videos talking to people from many different countries and cultures. Even they say most of his videos was in USA or something like that. Maybe he has some videos in other countries also, but I did not really watch so many of his videos. I only watch few minutes from few videos, but also my videos not really about that. Like maybe people liked him for different reasons. People watching his channel and watching his videos liked him for his personality or for his videos, but that's not really what I'm going to talk about. Also, of course, his family like him or love him because he is their family. But I'm going to talk about some specific people, why they liked him, but not all the reasons why they liked him. I'm going to talk about the language learning community, those polyglot YouTubers and some language learning channels, not all language learning channels, because I'm talking about this specific language learning channels and the polyglot channels and some linguistic channels and some other channels like that, and some channels who make same kind of content like LAOSHU, that they go out and surprise someone speaking perfect Chinese, or they go to a restaurant or some shopping mall or on the street surprising someone speaking perfect Arabic, or surprising someone speaking perfect Korean or like that. So I want to talk about like why does language learning community on YouTube, they really liked LAOSHU so much. Maybe some of them know him in person and they like his personality when they meet him in person. Maybe some of them they liked his videos and liked his personality in the videos. Maybe some of them talk with him on the internet by chatting or by video calls or like that. But still, it's not really this part of what I'm going to talk about. Like, I'm not here to talk about why people liked him as a person like that. It's more about why he was important for the language learning community and some specific thing. There are some different things. Like I'm going to talk about maybe his YouTube videos, why his YouTube videos, and also his ebooks. That's what I'm going to talk about. Why his YouTube videos and his ebooks were important for the language learning community. But first of all, I will say that if you as a normal person were interested in watching his videos and you're interested in LAOSHU, then how was his videos important for your language learning? If you're just a normal person and not a polyglot YouTuber or some language learning YouTuber, if you're a normal person just watching his videos and you want to learn language, if you want to learn some different language, how was his videos important for you or what did you get from that? Did you get something from his videos? Maybe you will say that you listen and hear how different language sounds like, and you got some idea about how the different language sounds like. But did you learn a new language by watching his videos? I think you did not really learn a new language by watching his videos, because what I see and notice in some of his videos, I only watch few minutes from few videos, and mostly the Arabic videos, because that's the language that I understand. I also understand some other language, but I just watched few of his Arabic videos, and I noticed that he's just repeating some of the same sentence in all his videos. He will just go and surprise someone. He will go and surprise someone in the supermarket or in the shopping mall like that, and then he will just immediately talk to that person and say, oh, I can speak, oh, where are you from? Oh, I can speak Arabic. Then the other person will ask, maybe the other person will ask LAOSHU, how did you learn Arabic? Then LAOSHU will say, I'm self-taught, I taught myself, I like Arabic culture, I like Arab like that. Like, he will just say some few sentences that it looks like he just memorized those few sentences, and he will use them in all his videos. So if he just say a few things like yes and no, thank you, hi, goodbye, I like Arabic, I'm learning Arabic, I can speak Arabic, I like Arabic culture, I have some friends from Morocco, or I have some friends from Egypt, or I'm self-taught. If you just say those few sentences and maybe few more sentences like that, is that enough for you to watch to learn Arabic? This is only enough for you to learn if you want to just say those few things. If you're watching his videos, and same with some other polyglot YouTubers, you will just learn few sentences and few stuff. So what is it I want to talk about this is that if you watch his YouTube channel, watch his YouTube videos, and also if you bought his ebooks, then I read on the internet, on this Reddit, some people were talking about it. I will show you also after I finish this video. I will show what I'm talking about. That there's some people wrote on Reddit that they have seen his ebooks in some of the different language, and that his ebooks, it was the same like his YouTube videos. It was just some sentence like that, maybe in every language. I don't know how many sentences, if they're like 10 or 20 sentence or 30 sentence or 50 sentence, or how many sentence, or maybe 100 sentence. I don't know how many sentence in every ebook. So there are some sentence, and mostly it will be some questions and answers like, do you speak Arabic? Yes, I speak Arabic. What do you think about the Arabic culture? I like the Arabic culture, or something like that. It'll just be few answers and questions, or few sentences. I'm self-taught, I learned by myself, I teach myself. Yes, no, thank you, goodbye, hi, like that, hello. Just few words and few sentences like that, maybe more than this. So his ebooks are same like his YouTube channel, the same kind of things he say in his videos. I don't know if maybe there are more sentences, but it's some of the same things like on his YouTube channel. And then I read on this Reddit discussion about language learning. I read people writing like that, and also they say there's some MP3 file together with those language books, or those books that pretend to teach your language. There's some MP3 file together with those books. And in this MP3 file, for example, if it's the Arabic or any language, the same kind of sentence he say on his YouTube channel, like, I'm learning Arabic, I like Arabic, it's a nice language, I like Arabic culture, I like Arabic people, or I like to visit some Arabic country, or I have some friends from Morocco, I have some friends from Egypt. Yes, no, thank you, hi, goodbye. a few other sentences like that. If you put those same sentence in the ebook and maybe a few more sentences, then together there's some mp3 file where you can listen the sound of how to pronounce that in Arabic, how to say that I'm learning Arabic, I like to speak Arabic, I want to learn Arabic, or I want to travel to Egypt, or I want to travel to Morocco, or have some friends from Morocco. Yes, no, thank you, goodbye, like that. Those kind of sentence and maybe some other sentence, you can hear them on this mp3 file, how to pronounce them, and you can repeat after the sentence and keep repeating many times until, or it will also repeat, I read that it will repeat many times the same sentence in this mp3 file, that you keep listening to that mp3 file or podcast or whatever, you keep listening to that many times and try to memorize it. So that's what's in his ebooks, and it's the same in all the language that he sell ebooks in every language. So it's just some few bullshit sentence like, I like the language, I like the culture, I travel to this country, I want to learn the language, or some bullshit like that, or have some friends from Morocco, or I have some friends from Italy, I have some friends from this country, like that, just some bullshit. So if you want, so what kind of use is it for a normal person who buy those ebooks, or who and then listen to those mp3 files and learn those few sentences? How can it be useful for you if you buy those ebooks with the mp3 file? Will you get anything from that? Maybe if you just want to learn few sentences, and then, but after that you will need to build on those sentence, you need to build on those sentence and learn more of the language. So it's not really that useful. Also, if you travel, for example, like if you make some, like if you want to do same like LAOSHU and go out on the street, and if you travel to Egypt or Morocco or some Arabic country, and you want to do same like LAOSHU, go out on the street or go to the mall, and then you want to say a few of those sentences that you memorized from his book, from his ebook and his YouTube channel and from the mp3 files. If you bought the ebook and with the mp3 files and you memorized few of those sentences, and you also watch some of this sentence on his YouTube channel, and then you want to do the same, and then you go out on the street and want to talk to someone in, like you go out in the street there in Egypt or Morocco or somewhere like that, and then you want to talk to some person, then you tell him, hi, I speak Arabic, I like Arabic culture, I like Egypt, or I like Morocco. And then he will ask you, how did you learn Arabic? Then you say, I'm self-taught, I learned by myself, like that. Then the person will ask you some other questions, but if the person asks you some questions you don't know, then how can you answer if it's not on the mp3 file or on the ebook? Like, what if the person suddenly asks you, oh, you like the Egyptian culture, did you visit Luxor and Aswan, or did you visit Alexandria? And then maybe you don't know what to say. And if you're very lucky, maybe if you're very lucky and you just say naam, naam, you say yes, yes, like that. And if you're lucky and you just say yes, maybe the person will think, oh, okay, he did visit these places. But if the person then asks you, okay, you visit Alexandria, what do you think? What do you think about did you visit the library? Did you visit the library in Alexandria? And then you say, yes, yes. But maybe when he asks you, did you visit the library in Alexandria? You don't know what that he's asking you, did you visit the library in Alexandria? Maybe you don't know what he's saying because you just memorized few sentences. Then when he asks you, did you visit the library in Alexandria? Then you say, yes, I like Arabic. I like Arabic culture. It's a nice country. I have friends from Morocco. Then the person you're speaking with, like, what are you talking about? The person will like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm asking you if you visit the library in Alexandria, then you tell me that you like the country, you are self-taught, and you have some friends from Morocco. And if you're very lucky and the person asks you, did you visit the library in Alexandria? And you say yes, naam, yes, then okay, then you got to next question. What if he asks you, okay, what did you like in the library of Alexandria? What things inside the library did you see in the library in Alexandria? Which kind of books you like there, or what did you like about it? Then you are fucked up because you don't have any answer for that question. If you say yes, yes, or no, no, then you cannot answer this question with yes or no. And you cannot answer this question with saying, I like Arabic culture, I like Egypt, I have friends from Morocco, I'm self-taught, I teach myself. Then you're fucked up. And anything they will talk to you and ask you, you cannot answer anything because you did not really learn anything from those YouTube videos from LAOSHU or from his ebooks or like that. So that's what I'm talking about, that those ebooks are fucking useless. And let's imagine you go to Egypt or Morocco or somewhere like that, and then what if you speak to someone and that guy is talking to you, and then he say that he asks you, are you married and you have kids? Then you say yes, yes, okay, yes, yes. Then you think, okay, he is married and have kids. And then after, if that person, that Egyptian guy asks you, okay, or no, if that Egyptian guy tell you, okay, I'm also married and I have kids like that, or he tell you I'm also married, then you say I love, I like, I love, and I hip, because you just learned this, I like, I love, I like this, I like this. Then if you say and I hip like that, I love or I like, then maybe that person will tell you, what do you love? I told you I'm married, what do you love? And then if you don't know what to say, then maybe you just repeat after him. If the guy said I'm married or I have a wife, if the guy say I have a wife, but you don't know that he say I have a wife, you did not understand what he is saying, because it's not part, this I have a wife is not in the ebook of LAOSHU maybe. So when he tell you I have a wife, you say I love, then he say, what do you mean I love? Then if you just repeat after him, you say I love wife, I love wife. Then maybe he will ask you, what, you love my wife? You tell me you love my wife? Then you don't understand what he's saying. Then maybe you will say anything, that the few sentence or few things you learned. Maybe he asks you, did you love my wife? Then he will say, naam, naam. It means yes, yes. Then the guy like, what the fuck? You say you love my wife? Why you love my wife, man? Do you know my wife? Then you just, yes, yes, naam, naam. Then maybe he will kick your ass. No, maybe it will not happen like this, but I'm just telling you, those ebooks are fucking useless. It's just some shit you can throw out in the fucking garbage. Those ebooks of LAOSHU, it's just some sentence that you just need to memorize, few shit sentence like that. So you cannot really use it to go and speak to people in the country, same like he do in his videos. So if you do like that, then it's bullshit. It will not be useful. So, and what I want to talk about is the next thing I'm going to say. Like, if those ebooks of LAOSHU, and the MP3 files with the ebooks, if they're just some useless shit, then you cannot use it for anything. You just wasted your money. And same with his YouTube videos, they're just some useless shit. You can watch his YouTube videos just for fun and entertainment, but as language. But I was talking about like how LAOSHU was helping or affected the language learning community. So how is that helping you learn a language? How did this affect the language learning community? So it means that it did not really help anyone to learn a language. So why those people from the language learning community, same like the Polyglot YouTubers and some linguistic channel and some language learning channel on YouTube, especially the one from the language learning community, why they liked LAOSHU so much? I'm not going to talk about every reason why they liked him, if they liked his personality or if they know him in person and like him in person. I'm not going to talk about this part why they liked him. I'm going to talk about something specific, a reason that I think why they liked him. I think one of the reasons they liked him is because when LAOSHU made these YouTube videos in different language and just say some repeating sentence, I like the country, I like the culture, I speak the language, I'm self-taught, I teach myself the language, I want to travel to this country, I have friends from this country, like that. When he made some videos in Arabic or some other language, I don't know the other language because I did not watch his other videos. If he did that, like for example, if he did it in Arabic and then the same kind of sentence in French and then Italian and Korean and Chinese and German and Dutch and Portuguese and some other language like that. If he did that in different language on his YouTube channel, then it's useful. Useful for who? It's useful for other polyglot YouTubers or people who want to make a YouTube channel about being a polyglot. If someone else want to make a YouTube channel and that person can only speak one language or two language, but they want to make a YouTube video speaking 5 language or 10 language like that, then how can they make a YouTube video speaking 5 language or 10 language if they can only speak 2 language? Then they already have something they can use. They can just go and watch LAOSHU's videos where he say few sentences in Arabic, then they can just take those few sentences and use it and say the few sentences in Arabic also in their YouTube video. Because I see also some other YouTubers, they will say the same thing. They will also say this one, I like the language, I like the culture, I go visit this country, I do this. Like they will say the same kind of bullshit sentence like LAOSHU. So I think that's one of the reasons why they really like him, because he made the whole hard work for them. I think he was one of the first people who made this mini language like that on YouTube. So, and then people just copy him and do same like him, and some also go making some videos like this, going out on the street like that, same like Exaumnik and Wuter Cordovina and some other channels like that. They also go out on the street and say few sentences that they memorize like that. So I think that's why those language learning community, they really liked LAOSHU. That's why he was so important for the language learning community on YouTube, because he made all those different videos in different language where he say few sentences, so they can use the same few sentences also. So other polyglot YouTuber, they can just, it's already there. They don't need to, like the other, if someone else want to make a polyglot channel and want to make some video speaking in Arabic or Italian or French or Chinese or some language, then they don't need to spend a lot of time to find some sentence or something to say in the video, because they can just go and look the videos of LAOSHU and say the same things. Or some of those polyglot YouTubers, they can use these ebooks. Those ebooks that are just some bullshit you can throw out in the garbage. If you're not a polyglot YouTuber or some of those language learning community channel on YouTube, if you don't have that kind of channel, and if you're just a normal person, who want to learn Arabic or Italian or Chinese or Korean or some language, then the ebooks of LAOSHU, if you buy it, you can just throw it out, or you can print the papers out. You can print the papers out from the ebook and take the papers, and then you can use it to clean your ass after you make some shit. You can take the papers from the ebook that you print out. If it was a book, you could just remove the papers and do it. But since it's an ebook, you can print the papers out from the ebook and use those papers to clean the shit after you make some shit. Because those ebooks of LAOSHU, what I read about them is that they're just some useless shit. But for you or anyone who want to learn a language, those ebooks are useless shit. Those ebooks are useless shit for a person who really want to learn a language. The ebooks of LAOSHU are some useless shit for people who want to learn a language. But for the polyglot YouTubers and other fake language learning YouTubers, those ebooks are very important and very good. And I think that's why they also like LAOSHU a lot, those other polyglot YouTubers and those language learning community, because those ebooks are very important for them, especially maybe in the start. Maybe now there are more people who do same like this. There are some people who make some podcast or make some podcast. You can listen to some sentence in different language, or some other people who make same kind of stuff that you can buy it. But for the polyglot YouTubers, especially, like, I don't know how many years ago, like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years ago, those ebooks was very important for the polyglot YouTubers and some other language YouTubers, because they could just buy those ebooks, or maybe if they are friends with LAOSHU, he could just give them those ebooks for free. If they're friends with LAOSHU, maybe he could just give them those ebooks for free and the MP3 file also. Then they could just listen to those MP3 files and read from the ebook few sentences, that they can make a video. They can record one video in Arabic saying few sentences in Arabic. I like Egypt and I like Morocco. I have some friends from Morocco. I visit the country. I want to travel also to Morocco, and I want to travel also to Syria or some other country, and I teach myself. I'm self-taught. I like the Arabic culture. I like the culture of Egypt. I like the culture of Morocco. Then they can stop the recording. Then they make a video in Arabic. Then they can make another video also in Chinese doing the same. Just listen to the podcast or to the MP3 file and read the LAOSHU book in Chinese like that, those few sentences. Then they can repeat those few sentences from that book and memorize those few sentences. They can memorize those few sentences, how to pronounce them, and then they can make some video also in Chinese, record a video, speak and say those few sentences in Chinese from the LAOSHU ebook in Chinese. Then they can make another video, record another video saying the few sentences from LAOSHU's ebook in, I don't know what other language, in Korean or German or French or what other language you have. This way they can make some videos in different language. Those polyglot YouTubers just make some videos in different language by listening to the MP3 file and reading the few sentences from the ebook from LAOSHU like that in different language. So that's what I'm thinking, and I wanted to make a YouTube video about this long time ago, a few months ago, but I have made some other videos about other things. But that's what I have been thinking, because those ebooks for a normal person, they're just some useless shit that you cannot use for anything. But for the polyglot YouTubers, I think those ebooks are very important. Those ebooks and the MP3 file where they can listen how to say those few sentences, and also his YouTube videos where they can watch him saying those few sentences also. So I think that's one of the reasons why LAOSHU was very important for the language learning community. I think that's one of the reasons why LAOSHU was very important for the language learning community on YouTube. And I think that's why the language learning community on YouTube, they really liked LAOSHU a lot. I think that's why the language learning community on YouTube really liked LAOSHU a lot. I think that's why they really liked him, and that's why they say that LAOSHU was very important for the language learning community. So now you know one of the reasons, maybe the biggest reason why LAOSHU was so important for the language learning community, because he helped them by making those videos and by making those ebooks in different language, just saying few sentences in different language. He helped them how they can do same like him. And even if they don't say all the same sentence like him, maybe they find some other sentence also that is not exactly the same that he's using. Maybe they use some of his sentence and they will also change a little bit and use some other sentence also, so it will not be exactly same like his videos. So it will not be exactly 100% the same sentence. But also, even if they don't use exactly same sentence, but from his videos and his ebooks, they got the idea about like, oh, we can just pretend to speak the language by just saying few sentences in the language. So he helped them how they can pretend to speak 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 language or 100 language by just saying few sentences in every language. And if they watch his videos, they can listen to some of the sentence, or if they buy his ebooks, they can also read or watch some or listen some of the sentence in the MP3 file. So I think that's one of the reasons why LAOSHU was so important to the language learning community on YouTube, and why the language learning community on YouTube and the polyglot YouTubers on YouTube, why they liked LAOSHU so much, because he helped them to make this whole big scam community. He's not the only one, there are also other people, but he was one of the people who was there in the start and who made this kind of things where you just say few sentences in every language. So that's what I'm thinking, that this is why LAOSHU was so important for the language learning community on YouTube. That's why LAOSHU was so important for the scam community on YouTube. The scam community on YouTube, to scammers who pretend that they can speak many languages, even they just say few memorized sentence or few sentence that they listen to some MP3 file or podcast how to say the sentence, or reading few sentence how to say the sentence. So I think that's why LAOSHU was so important for the language learning community, and that's why the language learning community on YouTube like LAOSHU so much, because he was one of the people who started this, and he put those kinds of videos how they can say few sentences in every language, and gave them the idea that they can do like this. And also he made those ebooks and like that, where there's some sentence in every language, few sentences in every language, so they could just use his ebooks. They could just use the ebooks of LAOSHU to do same like him. So that's what I'm thinking. So now you know why LAOSHU was so important for the language learning community on YouTube, for the scam community on YouTube, because this way they could also do same like him and lie to people and pretend that they can speak 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 language. Even they cannot do that. Even if they can only speak 1 or 2 language, then they could still make some videos speaking 5 or 10 or 100 language. So that's why LAOSHU was so important, because he helped the other scammers to become scammers or to become better scammers. So now you know why LAOSHU was so important for this scam community on YouTube. And because of him and some other polyglots, then they become more and more polyglots on YouTube, and more fake language learning channels on YouTube, and some other channels like that on YouTube. He helped them to become same like him. That's why they like him a lot, and because they make money from this. Because those polyglot YouTubers and linguistic channels or other channels like that, they make money from doing this kind of thing. And also they start to do same like him, and also make some ebooks in different language, same like him or something like that. So he was one of the people who started this. Him, LAOSHU, and Richard Simcott, Luca Lampariello, maybe Steve Kaufman. Like, I think Richard Simcott, Luca Lampariello, LAOSHU, Steve Kaufman, and also Benny Lewis and some other polyglot YouTubers. They're the one who started all this, and LAOSHU was one of the most important in this scam community. So now you know why LAOSHU was so important for this language learning community, scam community. So yeah, I will show you now also the one from Reddit. I'll show you the one from Reddit. That's why I made the recording from the side like this. That's why also it looks like I'm looking a little bit down, because the camera of the mobile is on the top. The camera of the mobile is on the top now of the screen. I made this side view because the next video will be also this like side view, same like this. That's why, or else it will not be correct if I make different kind of view. So now I'll put the video of the one from Reddit and show you what I'm talking about, what they say about LAOSHU's ebook. And those ebooks and his YouTube videos, they're mostly useful for other polyglot YouTubers. The videos of LAOSHU and also his ebooks are mostly important for other polyglot YouTubers, and also important for LAOSHU. Also important for LAOSHU because he made video, he made money. LAOSHU made money from his YouTube videos and his YouTube channel, and LAOSHU also made money from his ebooks and also membership to his channel like that. And I don't know if he was doing some coaching, also some Skype video call coaching, but his videos, maybe many people like his videos, but especially about his ebooks and the MP3 file with his ebooks. Those ebooks and the MP3 file with some few sentences in every language. For any person who want to learn a language, those things are just some shit you can throw out in the garbage or delete them. If it's some ebook on your computer, you can just delete them together with the MP3 files. You can just delete that shit. So if you bought those LAOSHU ebooks, you can just delete that shit. Maybe you can go report to the police that you got scammed. You can go to the police and report that you got scammed and bought something useless shit. But those ebooks and MP3 files with different language, they are useful for the polyglot YouTubers and the other language scam community, because they can use that to make some fake videos repeating the sentence. So you think that they can speak this language. That's why they like LAOSHU so much, because he helped them to make some fake videos. So I will show you now what I'm talking about also. So see you. Here I will show you what I'm talking about. If you watch this about LAOSHU's FLR method, his FLR method for language learning and his ebooks. Here someone is asking people what they think about it. Then I will show you what people say here in this video. You can see here it says, has anyone here tried the FLR LAOSHU5000 method for language learning? I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the method, but it's by Moses LAOSHU McGormick, a semi-famous YouTuber who is basically a master of languages. He is fluent in believe 10, 20 language and conversational in 50 plus. So the man knows what he's talking about when it comes to learning languages. Has anyone tried the method? If so, how was it, and is it worth checking out? Edit, why am I being downvoted? At least reply to the post and explain what's wrong with the post. People really need to pay attention to this. If you drive by downvote, you probably need to check yourself. If the thread gets enough downvotes, it won't be visible anymore. So let's see here what people say about the FLR method. I just googled the FLR method, and when I finally found a page that wasn't trying to sell me stuff, I wasn't sure if I should have been disappointed in the method for being even lower than my low expectation. Lower than his low expectation. From what I can gather, the goal of the method is not to learn languages. Yeah. The goal of the method is to memorize stock phrases, mainly questions and answers, as a whole package. Yeah. Meaning you aren't actually learning words and grammar. You are memorizing a fixed and extremely limited amount of strings of sounds, off of which you run an algorithm. Question A requires answers A1 plus A2. After that, ask question B. This isn't being conversational. This is being a recording. This is being a recording. Yeah. You will be a recording, or you'll be a robot. After you read his ebook, you will be a recording or be some robot. Learning phrases per se is not a bad thing, especially in the beginning, but then claiming that just because you can reply a bunch of fixed sounds in fixed combinations means you are conversational is nothing but base charlatanry. TLDR. So to sum up for you, no, the course is not really worth it. It is very short, being a total of 14 pages long. Level 1, 7 pages. Level 2, 7 pages. 2, you can find all of the sentence in a program like Teach Yourself. You can also see all of the sentence when he presents in it in his YouTube videos. So it's just the same he say in his YouTube videos. It will only work if you control the conversation and never talk to the person more than once. You need to listen to the same sentence sentence over and over again until you are blue in the face. Yeah. Disclaimer, I did not need to purchase the product and I'm not defending it. I have the old FLR program. The new one is the same, except it is broken out differently. Level 1 is 7 pages long, is all, and consists of about 14 questions and answers. Okay, 14 questions and answers with a few pages of other words you can use within your sentence. Level 2 is also 7 pages long and consists of 8 paragraphs. What you see in his videos when he shows you the product is the actual product. So yes, you can just hit pause and see the whole thing. So it's the same sentence he used in his YouTube videos. The same few sentences he used in his YouTube videos and the one he put in his ebook. I don't think Moses feels his methods teaches you a language. Instead, I think he sees it as a way to get you to talk to people the first time to get some motivation to learn. Yeah. All too often people give up before they hit that 6 months to year mark when they are ready to speak. With that said, to even attempt this method, you need to control the conversation. You need to control the conversation. So you need to tell the other person to shut the fuck up every time they want to say something. Yeah. Also, you need to listen to the same sentences over and over again to memorize them and get the pronunciation down. It seems rather boring to me to listen to the same sentence hundreds of times in a row until it is memorized, but that's the way Moses likes it. I believe he called it like listening to music to him. Yeah. Also, I recall him showing his iTunes before and showing that he had listened to the same sentence almost 1,000 times. Yeah. Therefore, his method didn't work for me since I couldn't stand listening to the same sentence hundreds of times. And half the sentence never applied to me since I wasn't talking to strangers, but instead wishing to talk to people I knew. For example, if I say I'm learning X because my wife's parents don't speak English, then the discussion would completely change and I would need to throw the method out the window. Oh my god, man. Throw the shit out. You will need to throw the shit out from the window, man. You must hope the shit will not fall out or fall down on someone outside. Yeah. Similarly, if I met someone I know personally, then the conversation would quickly change away from the set questions answers. Lastly, Moses does not speak all these languages. He memorized between. Lastly, Moses does not speak all these languages. He memorized between 20 till 40 of the questions from his courses. But other languages that he is interested in, he will study using Teach Yourself or Asile, but never take it past an intermediate level before moving on. He does study hours upon hours a day, and it is too bad he doesn't focus more on getting to a high level in a language before moving on. Then again, he doesn't have much of a reason to learn a language other than first encounters. This is what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm not really sure if you're talking about his method of walking around in supermarkets hunting people. Walking around in supermarkets hunting people. Yeah. I'm not really sure if you're talking about his method of walking around in supermarkets hunting people to practice his language or the products he sells, which I don't think are that worse. Asimil, for example, seems like a much more intelligent and complete choice. As for talking to foreigners in supermarkets and such, honestly, I think you are way better off by just getting 1 or 2 good language partner to practice with. If you watch his videos, you should notice that 90% of the time he tends to just have that standard already planned dialogue. Hey, are you X nationality? Yes, I speak X language because I like studying languages. I'm self-taught. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people from X country here, so I like practicing X language with them. Oh, you're flattering. All right, nice to meet you. Yeah. That seems like a really good way to just keep at the same level, or at most improving or leveling up. Leveling up. Leveling up, as you would say. Lol, really slowly level up. Level up. Yeah. Regarding the downvotes, Moses does give people some good reasons to dislike him. Moses does give people some good reasons to dislike him. He claims to speak better than he actually does. He claims to speak better than he actually does. Then again, that's pretty much standard for almost every internet polyglot. Then again, that's pretty much standard for almost every internet polyglot. Particularly those with their own methods. Especially those with their own methods. The scammer methods. The polyglot scammer methods. The polyglot scammer methods. And films people without them knowing. That's it. Sometimes I do watch his videos when I'm bored, mostly because I find them somewhat entertaining, and I like seeing how people from different cultures react. Here's another post of mine about him. Damn, that video was cringy. On the other hand, his last video posted today was quite entertaining. It was particularly funny to watch him getting mobbed by Somalis and Viets at the same time. You can't really blame the guy for being addicted to that. Basically a master of languages he is fluent in, I believe, 10 till 20 languages. Yeah. And conversational in 50 plus. Yeah. So the man knows what he's talking about when it comes to learning languages. Yeah. He certainly sold you on this bullshit, hasn't he? He has certainly sold you on this bullshit, hasn't he? Yeah. All those polyglot YouTubers, they're some fucking shit scammers, man. Full of bullshit. All this language learning community, just some fucking shit community, scam community, liars, fake bullshit. Fluent and conversational are not words I would really use to describe his language ability. Fluent and conversational are not words I would really use to describe his language ability. I take it you haven't watched his Level Up series of videos then? Yeah. Yeah. I have, and I am not impressed with the quality of his languages. Generally, his pronunciation seems off, and that's not to mention he directs the conversation to only the most simple of topics, and that's not even getting into the unethical aspects of filming people without their permission. Edit as to why you're being downvoted, it's because most view him as somewhat of a language learning fraud. A language learning fraud, same like this whole language learning community, the whole language learning community, all those polyglot YouTubers and language learning community are language learning frauds and scammers. Edit as to why you're being downvoted is because most view him as somewhat of a language learning fraud and really dislike his filming people, while I think he is great for getting people motivated to learn a language, encouraging them to speak. Yeah, I do believe his methods are very inefficient, and that he plays up his ability to make himself seem far more advanced than he is. Also note, I didn't downvote you. I do believe his methods are very inefficient and that he plays up his ability to make himself seem far more advanced than he is. Also note, I didn't downvote you. I think with Moses he just... Wait, let's see here. A second. Wait. There. I think with Moses, he just cast a wide net when it comes to languages. Nothing wrong with casting a wide net, but when it comes to trying to sell a product, then it's like, dude, what makes you qualified to sell language learning products or a service? Like you said, it doesn't help that he plays up his ability despite he has said he doesn't claim fluency in a lot of languages. I think I have said my piece that last time Moses was brought up. I do hope Moses goes out on level ups to practice and improve his languages instead of just trying to get oh my god, you speak my language, oh my god, you speak my language reaction out of people. Seem like all the other fucking shit polyglot YouTubers, man. Judging by his FLR method, so he unable to practice and improve his languages because all he is doing is running off a memorized script of questions and answers. There's nothing concerning the language itself to improve on. Yeah, there's no language to improve because it's all fake bullshit. Judging by his FLR method, his scammer method, all those polyglot scammer methods, he is unable to practice and improve his language. He cannot practice or improve his language because he cannot speak any language. Same like all the polyglot YouTubers. They cannot improve something that is not there. Because all he is doing is running off a memorized script. A memorized script of questions and answers. Memorized script of questions and answers. There's nothing concerning the language itself to improve. There is nothing to improve because they cannot speak any language. Those fake fuckholes. Those fake fuckholes, polyglot YouTubers and language learning scam community. There's nothing to improve because they cannot speak any of those fucking language. Those fucking shitholes, man. Fucking shithole scammers, man. Okay, let's continue here. Let's watch. Entertainment. LAOSHU and the other polyglot scammers make entertainment. Then I make this entertainment. This is my entertainment showing this. Why am I being downvoted? At least reply to the post and explain what's wrong with the post. Probably the main reason is that Moses is rather well known here and there is a long history of people posting his stuff on this sub, so you are just the latest person to discover Moses and post here. And as you Galaxy Rocker mentions, Moses isn't quite as good as he say he is. Same like all the other scammer polyglots. I don't think he sucks too bad, and even being able to speak just a little in so many languages is pretty cool if he would just roll with that instead of trying to make himself out to be more than he is. They cannot speak anything, they're just some memorized fake edited videos. The product he sells, basically it's $40 for just a script with text and audio. His product is $40 for a script with text and audio. $40 for a script with text and audio. If any one of you bought this fuck shit, go report the police, tell them that you buy something like a scam. Go tell them you buy a scam. This fucking shit scammer. Same like all the other polyglot scammers. Basically it's $40 for just a script with text and audio. I think it's a good option if you're self-studying and want to practice conversation but don't know where to start. I think it's bullshit. But it's not good for much else. Also, he's not fluent in that many languages. He's definitely fluent in Mandarin and maybe a couple others. I don't think so. And the rest he pretty much just knows the basic scripts. In regards to his level up videos, I think they are really entertaining when it's actually a normal conversation. I don't think he can speak any of this language. It's all fake bullshit, same like all the other fake shithole polyglot YouTubers. I don't understand your post. You want us to research the FLR method for you and give a point-by-point breakdown of it. You do it? No, I want to hear from people who have tried it. I apologize if I didn't make that clear. Okay, let's see this one. There was also a link here to another post about this. Where was that link? There was some link. He said that he have some link. I'm not sure if in this one or here is another post of mine about him. This guy Polar also made a post about LAOSHU505000. Here is another post about LAOSHU505000. LAOSHU505000 level up. LAOSHU505000 level up. LAOSHU505000 level up. This guy's YouTube channel is full of undiscovered gold. I could only dream of speaking so many languages so fluently. Yeah. There's a problem with this method, so the conversations are almost always the same in every language except for Chinese and maybe some other one. It really seems like he just enjoys seeing how people react when he speaks to them in their native language. One could summarize most of them to him, asking them how they are, saying that he likes to study languages and that he is self-taught, and then they all overreact, saying that they are impressed and that he must be a genius or something. Something I really dislike from this type of method, going out on the streets trying to speak to them on their language, is that most of the conversations are totally unnatural, boring, meaningless, and forced. Most of the conversations are totally unnatural, boring, meaningless, and forced. I hate how clear it is that the person is only talking to them in order to improve his language skills using them. I would also get extremely bored of asking thousands of people their name, where they are from, what do they do for a living, just to never see them again after it. A nice example of that would be the last conversation with the Korean girl in this video. Many times you can clearly see that his friend doesn't know what to say anymore, and he's just trying to think of something to ask her to keep the conversation alive. Otherwise, he wouldn't practice that language. This comment should be higher. If you look at his materials, they are all this sort of call and response script for having a 2-minute conversation. They are all this sort of call and response script, like answer question script, for having a 2-minute conversation, with a stranger in Walmart or a takeout restaurant. Yeah. Always about the topic of how are you learning X language, and how are you interested in X culture, and how you want to visit X country one day. Yeah. How you are learning X language, and how you are interested in X culture, and how you want to visit X country one day. Always the same fuck shit. Always the same fuck shit. Always the same fuck shit. Always about the topic of how you are learning X language, and how you are interested in X culture, and how you want to visit X country. How you are learning X language, how you are interested in X culture, and how you want to visit X country one day. I agree, Moses' level up method is nice and helpful in the sense that he encourages people to go out and practice their target language. Bullshit. He also got Loki Aqua Felix into leveling up. I think this is the guy Loki that I show in my YouTube videos about Luca Lampriello, and I see him. I'm not sure if it's him, but there's some guy with a YouTube channel called Loki. I see him. If you notice this in some of my videos about Luca Lampriello, This Loki guy, he commented Luca Lamparello's video, and I think maybe he have a video with Luca Lamparello also, I'm not sure. And I see many of those language learning community, they're also subscribed to a guy named Loki, but I don't know if it's the same guy. I agree, Moses' level up method is nice and helpful in the sense that he encourages people to go out and practice their target language. He also got Loki aka Felix into leveling up, so Felix has always done videos of him chatting with someone in a different language, because speaking a foreign language can be a very intimidating thing to do. It's nice to see someone who goes out and do it, aka walk the walk, and then encourage others to do it. Just some bullshit, nonsense, fuck shit, man. However, I also agree and think that his method can lead to some very uncomfortable encounters, and you can tell by body language that the person just wants to get the hell out of there. You can tell by body language that the person just wants to get the hell out of there, or that they don't really want to talk to him. For me, I think that when it comes to language practice outside your house, aka not on Skype or Interpass, it's all about respect. It's about coming from a place of respect, not just directly speaking Mandarin to an Asian guy or Spanish to a brown or Latino looking guy in the US, respecting them as a person, and lastly, respecting their space. You don't want to be the guy who keeps speaking in whichever language trying to practice it when it is obvious that the other person is either uncomfortable with your presence, wants to leave, or just don't wanna talk to you. With Moses level up videos, you always see either "oh my god, he speaks my language" and "please go away" written all over their faces. Crap, sorry for wall of text. I don't think that Moses doesn't notice when someone is clearly uncomfortable or not willing to talk with him. I have seen some videos where he stopped the conversation rather quickly after getting some harsh answers, but I still dislike the idea of talking to people just for the sake of practice. The thing is, I think that Moses got somewhat addicted to those "oh my god, he speaks my language" moments. You can see that in most languages he speaks, he knows how to follow those reactions and answers the most frequent questions he get. Like for example, he might not know how to say a phrase with basic vocabulary like "the kid is crying," but he probably will know how to say that he is self-taught, that his Chinese is better, and after the person compliments him that you are flattering, which is not basic vocabulary at all. For some reason I'm having a hard time to express myself today, so I'm sorry if what I'm saying doesn't make much sense for you. Edit like you said. I think that his method is good for motivating you, since you will probably feel good after seeing people's reaction to you speaking the language, but I don't think it's good for practicing the language at all, since probably it will be hard to escape those meaningless chit chats. It means that if they talk about something not in the script, if people talk about something not in the script, then you don't know what they're saying and you don't know what to say. I think a lot of us are probably addicted to the "oh my god, you speak my language" reactions. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing unless you only say something in the target language for the reactions and have no intention of having a conversation in that language. As for Moses talking about how and why he learned whichever language, followed by a brief introduction of himself, I think this is par for the course, as this is what someone would ask when you two meet or chat for the first time. Because of that, I can see many people memorize what they would say in target language. I highly doubt you would talk about the immigration policy of President XYZ when you first meet someone, unless you two are at a political meetup. As to say, you slowly bring up certain topics after exchanging pleasantries and a brief introduction. If Moses' goal is to just exchange pleasantry and talk about why he learned whichever language, that's fine, but I No, I prefer to have an actual conversation. I think native speakers can make for great language practice, but I also look for a great connection and conversation along with practicing the language instead of just using the person for language practice. This can piss them off. I see conversation as a two-way street, and last thing you wanna do is to have a huge agenda when talking to the person. When you do, you come off as someone who is especially inept, who's socially inept. I have been learning from his method for a couple of weeks now. It seems to be coming along okay, but you're right, it is very forced and tried down to using phrases and steering the conversation in a general direction. Other than this, I have been playing around with Rosetta Stone and some flashcard apps on my phone. Or any method of learning that you would personally recommend? I'm learning Mandarin. Buy a textbook or Chinese pot or something, flashcard, all the classic methods. But let's go back again. I'll just show one last thing. Here what I was talking about. They say that this is just some bullshit nonsense. That's what it's about. That his book is just some question and answers here. Look, just some question answer books, just some question answer like that. Like question A requires answer A 1 plus A 2. After that, ask question B. You just learn some phrases, just learning some phrases like that, just learning few phrases, few sentences. You can see here he say that it's a 14-page book, level 1 7 page, level 2 7 pages, and you just get few sentences like that, like they're like 14 questions and answers like that. So for normal people who want to learn a language, they will not get anything from this. For a normal person who want to learn the language, you can just throw it out from the window, throw it in the garbage, whatever. You cannot really use the language for anything, just some fucking bullshit nonsense. You cannot use it for anything, just some crap shit. But for the polyglot YouTubers and the language learning community, why they like Moses McCormick and his channel, and his also maybe they also like his ebooks, because they can use his ebooks to learn those 20 or 40 sentences. If they get the ebook of this Moses McCormick shithole, then they can also practice those 40 sentences like that. Then they can use that for the YouTube videos also and do same like him. They can copy him and do something same like him, like I'm learning X language or blah 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 like that. So people, they can do like the polyglot YouTubers that they like him. The polyglot YouTubers and the other fake scam language learning community, they like Moses McCormick, or they liked him because they could also use his books. They could use his books and his YouTube videos to do same like him and just memorize few sentences in every language. If they find his ebook in Arabic, they could just memorize those few questions and answers in Arabic. They could do the same with the Chinese or the Korean or some other language like that. That's what I was telling in my video, that's why they like, I think the polyglot YouTubers and that language learning community, they say that Moses McCormick was very important for the language learning community, because he is the one who showed them the way how they can fool and scam people. They are the one who teach. Moses McCormick was one of the first polyglot YouTubers. Moses McCormick, LAOSHU was one of the first polyglot YouTubers on YouTube. And that's why when some other polyglot made YouTube channels after him, they could use the same kind of methods and the same way of fooling people, pretending to speak a language just by saying few sentences in a language. And maybe they could also copy some of his videos, what the things that he say in the videos, and also from his ebooks like that. They could just copy the same thing and do same like him. That's why Moses McCormick was important for the language learning community on YouTube, the fake language learning community, the scam community on YouTube. He was important for them because they could do same like him and just make some fake videos pretending to speak 20 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 language just by memorizing few sentences or listening to some MP3 file or podcast with some questions and answers like this. He memorized 20 till 40 of those questions from his course like that. So people, some of those polyglot YouTubers and other language YouTubers from this scam community, language learning scam community, they just do same like him. That's why his videos, that's why the videos of LAOSHU and his ebooks was important for the other polyglot YouTubers, and that's why they say that he is important for the language learning community and he have done something important for the language learning community. He have done something important by starting or being one of the people who started this scam community. LAOSHU was one of those people who started this scam community on YouTube. That's why he's so important for those scammers, because they copy him and do same like him. They copy him and do same like him. They watch his videos and copy him. Maybe they also buy his ebooks, or maybe they get some of them get them for free if they're friends with him. If they're friends with LAOSHU, they can get his ebooks for free from him, and his ebooks and his also the MP3 file like that, or else they will buy those ebooks and like that from LAOSHU so they can do same like him. Just a big scam community. So now you know why this LAOSHU, this Lao shit. Now you know why this Lao shit was so important for the scam community, the language learning scam community on YouTube and the polyglot YouTubers. Now you know why Lao shit. Now you know why Lao shit was so important for this scam community on YouTube. Now you know why Lao shit was so important for this scam community on YouTube. Because he is the one who helped them and teach them how to do same like him. This fucking shit scam community on YouTube, this motherfucking scam community on YouTube, those fucking shit scammers, those fake shit people pretending to speak many language, but they can only speak one or two language. Those fake fuck shit YouTubers calling themselves language learning community, or polyglot YouTubers, or linguistic YouTubers, or Lingo Steve, like Steve Kaufman call himself linguistic or polyglot, or some language learning channels, or some channels same like LAOSHU, same like now this guy Exaumnik, he do same like LAOSHU also, going on outside on the street and say that he speak perfect Chinese, shock people with his perfect Chinese, or shock people with his perfect Arabic or some other language like that. And some other YouTubers doing same like this, or also Wouter Cordovina, he makes some bullshit videos also, some nonsense like that. It's all just some fake shit community, and they're scamming people's money, making ebooks in different language, same like this fuck shit ebook that you cannot use for anything, or making some language learning apps, or selling you membership to language learning apps, or they also make some language course like that, or some course like some Skype video call where they give you some language course, or some coaching course on Skype video call and take money from you doing that. Just some big fuck shit scam community. All of this fuck shit whole language learning community on YouTube, they're just some fucking shit scam community. So now you know why LAOSHU was so important for this scam community, because they copy him and do same like him. Now you know why LAOSHU was so important for this scam community on YouTube, because they love doing same like him. They want to be same like him, big scammer same like him. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button. I will show more videos and tell more about this scam community. See you. LAOSHU was the worst language teacher on YouTube. LAOSHU was the worst language teacher on YouTube. LAOSHU was the worst language teacher on YouTube, and all those polyglot scammers are just some fake scam community. All this language learning community is just some fake shit scam community, scamming people. They're all scammers, just some fake shit scam community. And this guy, he makes some good videos telling the truth. This guy, LAOSHU505000, he also tell the truth about the polyglot YouTubers. This YouTube channel, he also tell the truth about those polyglot YouTubers, that they are fake scammers. This guy is also honest guy. This YouTube channel, LAOSHU505000, he tell the truth about those polyglot YouTubers, that they're fake liars and scammers. This guy has a good YouTube channel. Go watch his channel, he have some good videos. Subscribe to my channel now. Remember, subscribe to my channel. See you. اشترك في القناة دلوقتي. افتكر اشترك في القناة. أشوفك. السلامة. Husk at abonnere på min kanal nu. Husk at abonnere. Vi ses. Abonnez-vous à ma chaîne maintenant. Abonnez-vous. Abonnez-vous à ma chaîne.